saying that she's jumping boyfriends. That sounds funny. She's not jumping on them. I mean, she is, but she's going from one boyfriend to the next.
Welcome to the Vicis Interimo 30 Minutes to Kill podcast.
Is this a sound check?
This is damn, it says it's recording right now.
Oh.
Do you want to, let's just get into it?
Let's just talk. Let's talk about it.
All right, we'll see how this goes.
Yeah.
You are listening to the Vicis Interimo show, 30 Minutes to Kill, more or less, a horror entertainment podcast featuring horror, suspense, and psychological thrillers. You can find us on iTunes, Stitchers, Podomatic, and just about anywhere. Type in Vicis Interimo. I'm your host, Michael Mad Saxon Jones, here with my lovely wife and co-host, Lori. We generally have 4 segments to each show: Laid to Rest, a movie review, today's movie, The Quiet Ones, garbage in, garbage out, and a calling chaos. Really, I think that's about it. And let's just get right into the show. We'll start off with our Laid to Rest, where we cover topics that maybe were brought up in previous podcasts, etc., and we never got back to them or didn't finish them off. I'm going to throw in some music.
I am here, by the way.
I know that.
Okay.
Okay.
Hi, everyone.
And so, for Laid to Rest, I'm absolutely cheating this in from last time. We brought up a few things that we never talked about. One was a favor that I was going to ask you folks to do, and that is to go to YouTube and watch the Vicis promo.
Oh, we have a Vicis promo?
Yeah, yes, we do.
I'll go watch it for you.
It's a silly, ridiculous little, maybe 2 minutes that I was hoping that everybody could watch.
That people will never get back?
Probably not. It'll be a waste of time, but, you know, it's we're all about killing time here.
So will the link to that be in our show notes?
It will be in the show notes. It's actually in last week's show notes, too, though I didn't draw a lot of attention to it.
Okay, well, I have a question.
Uh-huh.
Where the heck are our show notes? Where can people find them?
Podomatic.
Okay.
You can find us on Podomatic there. Like I said, just put in Vicis Interimo into your search bar, and you can find us there. You'll find show notes and links and things that we talk about there. Yeah, and so you have to go there and see what we have. Sometimes there's some surprise stuff that we that I don't mention until it's kind of a test to see if people actually go there.
A test.
It's a test. People failed. Anyhow, so that's one thing.
No, I think we're failing, not everybody else.
Exactly.
We might be the ones who are failing here.
Well, that's a terrible segue into the fact that we're on Patreon now.
Oh, dear.
Oh, dear.
Well, maybe we'll make at least, I don't know, $15 so I could get a new headset.
Well,
that'd be fine.
There's that. There are certain charges that are incurred with this. Yes, this is a labor of love and something that we've done now for about 7 years. But there's a few things. We've got some creative work that goes in there. There's hardware, there's software, there's hosting fees and so on. So we're not looking for folks to pay our bills, but we are looking for something, maybe some kind of help here to help make the podcast just a little bit more legit, a little less copyrighted material, and a little bit, above board, especially now that we're on, now that I've got some supplemental things on YouTube. But
hey, and we are offering some crazy rewards. So, we'll talk. Maybe we'll.
I was going to say, if nothing else, just go to Patreon to see the rewards, because there's a couple of fantasy level rewards there.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So anyhow, anything that you want to cover? Yeah, that's it. We were ready to get started. Then you ready to talk about the quiet ones?
I guess so. Oh, was this our Laid to Rest segment?
That was the Laid to Rest segment. Unless you had something else you wanted to add.
I'm lost. What did we talk about last time?
Oh my gosh, you don't even remember?
What is the supernatural? What if you could prove that the supernatural was merely a manifestation of what already exists in the mind? If we can cure one patient, we cure all mankind. What story are you looking for?
Are you a believer?
I suppose I don't know what I believe in.
I hope you don't scare easily.
Welcome to the experiment.
What's wrong with her?
She was abandoned. She remembers nothing from her past. Families would keep her for a bit. Then things would happen.
Don't look into her eyes. Don't say anything to her.
She's very dangerous.
What if she's just a vessel?
You're not alone, are you? There's something there with you, isn't there? What is it?
There's something bad inside of me.
I really don't know if I can do this.
You're scared because you can't explain what you've seen.
You will need your strength for what lies ahead.
Hello.
Hi there.
Hi.
So, as if on cue, the computer problems start. But anyhow, what we're here to talk about is The Quiet Ones. I think you were going to read the synopsis for that.
Yes, I was.
All right.
Well, The Quiet Ones is from 2014, and it's a PG-13. In this shocking tale based on true events, charismatic Professor Copeland and a few of his brightest students set out to summon a poltergeist. Creating the destructive entity is one matter. Controlling it won't be as easy. There you go.
Okay.
That kind of doesn't give a whole lot
It
of...
doesn't give a lot, and it, I want to say that it sums up something that wasn't necessarily made clear while watching the movie.
Right.
Where do you want to begin with this one?
Well, let's add to the synopsis by saying that the professor is a professor of psychology.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it did say this is based on true events. So,
right.
This is a university back east. I don't remember. Anyway, that doesn't matter.
Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah, go ahead.
You find out. Right away, you learn that this professor and a couple of his brightest students, as it says here, they actually are doing experiments on a subject. So they actually have a girl on campus, locked up, which all of this sounds crazy, especially if it's based on true events.
I'll tell you a little bit about that in a second.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, there's something, odd about the girl. They're doing experiments. Like it says, they're trying to summon a poltergeist through her.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, you're sort of wondering right off the bat, like, okay, what's the deal with the girl? Is she possessed? Does she just have abilities? What's happening here? So that's a little more on that.
A little bit more to the point of what you're watching there.
Right, because I rented this because Jared Harris is in it, and I love him, Mr. Jones.
Right, and
it was funny because someone had written a review of this, and they were like, he played an evil professor in this, and, he was a evil scientist in Fringe,
Right.
A lot of times he gets put in those villain roles.
Right.
But, yeah, he's great, and that was why I put this on here. But when I read the synopsis, I thought, well, okay, it's going to be a teacher and a couple students, doing some kind of, like, I didn't know there was going to be another person involved, that they were going to have somebody locked up that they were trying to, I want to say, agitate into manifesting something.
Right.
I guess that's the right way to say it.
Well, it's a good way to say it, yes. And
okay, and just real quick, right off the bat, and I'm not giving anything away because it happens right in the beginning, almost. There's a lot of noise and screaming and all this crazy sounds coming from where they're doing their experiments all the time. So other people on campus are like, okay, you can't keep doing this. So they actually rent a giant, it's like a mansion, an old, deserted, dilapidated building or house out in the country.
Right.
So they move off campus, they go out there, and then that's where everything gets more intense.
Right. I was just going to say that also this had Olivia Cooke in it we know her most from Bates Motel.
Yes.
And
who does she play in Bates Motel?
She plays Emma.
That's right.
Right.
I had no idea she was in this movie either.
I didn't. See, I remembered it from when it came out and stuff, that it was going to be, that she was going to be in it. And so that's where I came at it from, knowing that she was going to be in there.
Really?
And then seeing Mr. Jones in there later on was just an added bonus.
Yes.
But anyhow, so...
No, Mr. Jones is the highlight. He's the best part, you see. Okay. Emma being there, that was just a bonus.
That was the icing on the cake. Well,
yeah, I love Mr. Jones.
At any rate, this is another one that was well acted. I like the movie. Yes. As we're doing these ones that we told you we were going to do ahead of time, as we listed this half dozen films that we're going to do, to me, they're steadily increasing. In enjoyment.
Oh, okay.
And so, but this still isn't one that I could soundly recommend as a horror movie. A little bit more psychological thriller. We're starting to get there. We enjoyed it immensely. I'm not sure other people would. And it's another one of these times where the truth is stranger than fiction. I think that they missed an opportunity with this movie. And I think actually what I'll do is I'll just save the reality of this experiment, or what the events that this is based on. I'll save that for the Crawling Chaos. So we'll talk about that a little bit later.
Oh, is it going to give spoilers or anything?
It won't give spoilers,
okay.
I don't think.
Because, I mean, we, of course, just gave the real basic gist of what's happening.
Right.
But, of course, it goes down an odd road, and you start wondering what's really going on here, and what's Mr. Jones up to. Mr. Jones.
We're calling...
Professor Coupland, sorry.
Yes.
He'll always be Mr. Jones.
We're crossing genres and and
Jared
movies.
Harris's character for the professor.
Right.
Well, I already said people were calling him the evil professor, but I mean, you do feel right away like, what's it?
Here's
anytime you have somebody locked in I mean, it was very, wow, it was so wrong.
When you're dealing with psychology, though, and parapsychology in this case, since you took psychology, it's very much about the ethical treatment of people. And this is before.
And hey,
some of those things should have been.
I didn't just take psychology.
You didn't.
Everybody's required to take psychology.
Right.
I have a degree in psychology.
Oh, sweet.
Isn't that hilarious? Psychology and anthropology, actually.
Right.
Anyway, that's beside the point.
Where I was going with that, though, was it's interesting how the ethics...
There was a ton of ethical problems here.
Yes. So
and this was supposed to be in the 60s?
Yeah, whether they chose to ignore them at this point, or it's because of experiments like this that they had to be implemented, is something else. So, I mean, if you enjoy that aspect of this, if you enjoy those... like I love to talk about situational ethics. It's, if you enjoy that type of thing, you're going to enjoy this movie, I think.
Well, and the subject, Emma, what did you say, Olivia Cooke?
Yeah.
She's convinced that the professor is her friend, and that because she's had a really rough life, you find out. You know, she always felt alone or whatever. She really feels that he's been taking care of her.
Right.
So she feels she's helping him. So, I mean, even if there was some kind of paperwork or, you're handing your rights over to this mad doctor to do what he will with you, I mean, she would probably give her consent.
She probably still would have consented, yes.
Yeah, so there's some interesting things going on.
Yeah, there